some people, climbing a mountain is more than just a metaphor. It's a way of life. In Johannesburg, this mountaineer scales new heights for a living.
Hands off or control freak?
Control freak.
Facebook, Twitter or Instagram?
Instagram.
Everest or K2?
K2.
High altitude or rock climbing?
High altitude.
Rock or ice?
Ice.
Camping or hotel?
Hotel.
What's the most challenging mountain you've ever climbed?
Aspiring in New Zealand.
What's your biggest accomplishment?
Climbing Everest twice. Hi, I'm Sean Disney. I'm a mountain guide from Johannesburg, South Africa, and this is my Africa.
Sean is one of Africa's most accomplished mountaineers and is the first South African to climb the 7 summits twice.
I'm one of 5 people in South Africa who have completed the Grand Slam, which is the 7 summits and skiing to both the North and the South Poles.
The 7 summits are the highest mountains on each of the 7 continents. For adventurers around the world, there is no greater accolade than conquering them all.
Your 7 summits consist of, highest in the world is Everest, which is 8,850 meters. Then you've got highest in Africa, you've got Kilimanjaro. Elbrus is the highest in Europe. You've got the highest in South America, Mount Aconcagua. North America is actually in Alaska. It's quite a cold one. It's in the Arctic Circle. Your highest in Antarctica, which is an adventure in itself because it's 2,700 kilometers from the nearest civilization. That's called Mount Vinson. And then your highest in Australasia is Carsten's Pyramid.
Sean is a high-altitude climber and has pushed his body to function at extreme heights, where the oxygen is very thin. His love for the outdoors began as a young man, but it took some time before he was able to carve a career out of climbing.
I was very passionate about it. I had a lot of very passionate goals that I wanted to do specific things. I wanted to stand on the highest point on earth. That was the dream of mine. I dreamt it. I slept it, I ate it, I talked about it. I became obsessed. We used to get out every weekend, try hold our jobs. We would just climb. And that's when we realized, actually, this is the only thing that we're doing. And it was now time to open our own guiding business.
In 1997, Sean officially traded his office job for the great outdoors and founded Adventure Dynamics International, a tour company specializing in guided expeditions.
Keep doing what you're doing and you're looking good. To be a good guide, I think, and it takes a long time to learn this, it's not how well you climb, it's the way you deal with people. It's also a difficult environment, and people find that environment taxing, and they're also battling to survive. So just managing those personalities, moving from A to B. I see myself as a little bit like a rugby coach or a soccer coach, and I want to see my team on top, like a coach wants to see their team win. That's what this game's about. It's about winning and doing it safely. But mountaineering's also got a dark side. It's dangerous. People die.
Sean himself had a near-death experience in 2004 whilst climbing Mount Aspiring in New Zealand.
It's the Southern Alps of New Zealand. Quite technical, and I wasn't quite used to the conditions in New Zealand. Very, very tricky. But about 50 meters before the summit, I was with 2 or 3 other guys, and I said, let's take the rope off, because sometimes we climb rope together, you know, we're all tied together. If someone slips, we can hold each other. I said, let's take the rope off. Very icy. Anyway, so I slipped and fell, and I was on my backside and heading down towards this 3,000-foot drop cliff. And just in time, I managed to just get my ice axe, and I managed to just roll over and get that axe in, and the tip of my axe just managed to get into this steel ice, and I stopped about 2 meters before this edge.
9 peaks, this is number 9, and we think we've taken 3 hours off the record, so it's been a fantastic trip. It hasn't been great weather, but what a great bunch of guys, and well done to everyone, and what an amazing trip, eh? Thanks to everyone.
But Africa is his home, and he spends much of his time trekking the mountains here. Sean has successfully guided climbers to Africa's highest point, Mount Kilimanjaro's summit, 23 times.
You know, Africa's quite a diverse place in terms of mountains and mountaineering. It's got everything. I think Africa as a destination is still opening up. I think it's one of the most beautiful continents on the planet. It's one of the most unique continents in terms of whatever you want to do, in terms of diversity, in terms of travel, and the amazing people that live here.
Conquering continents and scaling new heights, Sean certainly leads a life less ordinary.
I think what I love about what I've done is it's the opportunity and the unusual exposure to life that I've been given. It's meeting different people, traveling the world to interesting places which are generally rough, tough, weird and obscure places around the world, and just living that life of freedom and actually having a passion for it and getting paid for it.
So this whole section here, as you can see, where they follow those lines, this is the rock. This is another place where the good magic happens.